Whether they are raised in a community nursery or by a mother alone, one of many siblings or single babies, in the African savannah, all the youngsters have to learn the fundamental rules of a life in the wild. But in order to survive in this world fraught with dangers, they will also have to face many challenges. Following weeks of drought, the first downpours have fed the soil and revived the vast African plains. This is an ideal period to raise their young. After 22 months of gestation, this 100-kilo baby calf fell from 1 meter high. Only a few minutes later, it is already recovered and taken its first steps. It is frail, vulnerable, and requires lots of care. In the first days of its existence, and like all other babies, it will be a choice target for predators. To protect its newborns, each species has a specific method. Where some mothers raise them within a group, the others must hide them. Who would have imagined that in the middle of this pile of rocks, 5 lion cubs were just born? Unlike the ungulate newborns, lion cubs are helpless and still blind at birth. Fortunately, their sense of smell is strong enough to guide them to their mother's teats. Like all feline species, the lioness has isolated herself to give birth in secrecy. This keeps the vulnerable cubs away from potential violence within the pride and also hides them from unpredictable nomadic males. They weigh more or less 1.5 kilo. They are still very vulnerable, especially when she has to leave them on their own to go hunting. But in the heart of this rocky outcrop, they are shielded from hyenas, their main enemies. It is far from being the case for other small predators. Deep in the savannah, 3 cheetah cubs are born. At 4 weeks old, the little cats are incapable of following their mother. They must remain hidden, become invisible, and refrain from making any noise to avoid unwanted attention. These 3 inseparable cubs are featherweights. They hardly weighed 150 grams at birth, 10 times less than a lion cub. Ever since the birth of her cubs, their mother lives in a permanent state of stress. She never knows if she'll find them safe and sound when she returns from hunting. Before going back to the lair, the cheetah does everything she can to stay as far away as possible from the hyenas. Time goes by slowly when you're waiting for your mother. In order to find her little ones buried in tall grass, the cheetah sends a call. the cheetah cubs have learned how to recognize their mother's call, which they will only answer once they are sure it is hers. They can't count on their father, cousins, or aunts, only on their mother. Cheetah cubs need their mother's milk for the first 6 months of their existence. And with at least 8 teats available, they'll never have to fight for one. For these 3 cubs, the first stage at the school of life is learning how to strengthen bonds among siblings. Because for many long months, they will have to share everything and stay united. Here, no 2 babies grow at the same speed. If there are some babies that really take their time, that would be the elephant calves. They suckle until 3 or 4 years old, and they will stay beside the adults until adolescence. During that period, their mother, aunts, and older cousins will watch over them. After the age of 13, males will leave the maternal herd. Like the elephant calves, meerkat pups are also raised by a large family. Back at the meerkats, the newborns are growing impatient down in their burrow. However, the 2 nannies in charge of watching over them in their parents' absence must make sure that there won't be any danger once they come out. While the first one joins the sentry post, the second one blocks the burrow's exit. You can never be too cautious. The hornbill is not a threat. There's no danger in sight. The coast is finally clear. The little meerkats are able to take their first outing. When you're barely 10 days old and weigh less than 100 grams, overcoming your fear of the unknown can be difficult. Curiosity is hard to ignore. The babysitters are twice as vigilant because these are no ordinary babies. They are the dominant female's pups. It only took a few moments for them to assert their character. But this pup is the most fearless. Guided by his first encounters, Fearless dares to move away from the burrow. But the others are more cautious. Their babysitter takes advantage of this first outing to clean them. Without such stimulation, they're incapable of doing their business. This first outing was short, but exhausting. It's definitely time for a nap. While waiting for the rest of the colony to return, the sentinel must stay awake and fight off the heat and fatigue. Every day around noon, stifling heat bears down on the plain. To avoid suffocating, the animals slow down their pace. Crushed by the heat, the large predators won't budge until the end of the afternoon. For a few hours, the cheetah and her cubs won't have anything to fear from their enemies. But a mother who raises her cubs alone never enjoys much respite. The three inseparables must suckle in a hurry, because soon their mother will move them. Their mother is worried. It won't be long before her enemies come out of their drowsiness. Finding a new hideout for the cheetah cubs is urgent. Soon, darkness will fall, and with it, hordes of famished carnivores will begin their nightly hunt in the savannah. Once night falls, some young animals will be safe, like the little meerkats, protected by their whole clan deep down in their burrow. But those who live out in the open must observe one vital rule: be as discreet as possible. Because the hyenas will roam the plain until sunrise, and they have an uncanny sense of smell. Hyenas have never found the lion cub's secret lair. This lioness has found the perfect coppier to hide her cubs. They've opened their eyes a week after birth. At 3 weeks, their milk teeth have just started to come out. Up to now, they've never dared stray away from their mother. They're a month old, and they're finally capable of moving around. So, the lioness invites them to follow her in order to change hiding places. To avoid the cubs' scent attracting predators, from now on, their mother will move them every 3 or 4 days. By staying at their mother's side for the first weeks of their existence, the cubs will reinforce their bonds with their mother and siblings. Since their birth, they gained roughly 100 grams per day and now weigh about 4.5 kilograms. Even if they are able to run, the little lions still need to grow stronger and gain physical confidence. They are not ready yet to join the family clan. But at this rate, they will soon be brave enough to follow their mother in the savannah. Because, like most lion cubs, when they will be about 6 to 8 weeks old, they should be ready to join the clan and the creche. The lioness has spotted a threat. Her worst enemy has just penetrated her territory. She must get rid of this hyena before it notices the cubs. Hidden amongst the tall grass, the lion cubs remain safe. And now there's no time to lose to find a shelter. By taking one in its mouth, it means to the others that they have to obey and follow their mother. For the little hyenas, rather than having to change hideouts regularly, choice was made to live in a community burrow. It's more relaxing this way, especially for the mothers. Well, almost. Because here comes Princess, a true troublemaker. Princess is the daughter of the dominant female, and she quickly caught on that she could get away with anything. Unlike most young carnivores, hyena cubs are born equipped with sharp teeth and with their eyes wide open. Princess is a born killer, and she'll do what it takes to oust the others and monopolize her mother's milk. Because hyenas only have 2 teats. Hence, competition between pups is fierce. Princess always has priority over her brother, and she's merciless, because among spotted hyenas, females dominate the males. After the cool of the night, the cheetah likes to settle on a termite mound to warm up and keep an eye on her surroundings. She spent the night keeping an eye on her cubs and didn't sleep enough. Among siblings, there's never any tension or rivalry. Neither are there dominants or dominated. Everyone is treated equally. For the little family, purring and licking are efficient ways to strengthen bonds. The trio will remain inseparable until adulthood. The cheetah cub's favorite game is playing predator and prey, chasing one's partner to try to catch his hind legs. These harmless-looking chases actually train them for their future career as predators. Their mother, usually so worried, leaves her observation spot and takes part in the game. For the cheetahs, breaks don't last long. It's already time to round up the inseparables and set out again to find them shelter and go hunting. During their first weeks of existence, every mammal baby's sole preoccupation is suckling. Lion and cheetah cubs, hyena pups, and elephant calves have grown and built up strength. Now they can work on developing their senses. But what may seem simple can actually be complicated, especially for elephant calves. Mastering one's trunk is no easy matter. However, it is essential because this trunk, comprising more than 100,000 muscles, is a multifunction tool. Trunks are not used only for sniffing. Elephants use them for cleaning their eyes, grabbing food, and also drawing water up. In the savannah, some babies are more precocious than others, such as the meerkat pups, who start training at top speed. Like every morning, the sentinels have to give the green light before coming out of the burrow. The coast is clear. Fearless can go out and explore. His little sister is a bit coy and not ready to follow him yet. The babysitter's presence helps to encourage all of the pups to have a look at Fearless's adventures at a distance. But Fearless should think twice about wandering too far away from his burrow. In case of danger, he won't make it back in time. He's taking too many risks. At this age, he should stay close to the adults obediently, like his brothers and sisters. The sentinels have detected a raptor. They give the alert. The pups have learned how to identify this alarm call that signals a threat from above. But Fearless has wandered too far. Guided by instinct, he manages to huddle against a tree and become invisible. The threat moves away. Fearless has heard his mother returning from the hunt. Dash back to the burrow, right into his mom's muzzle. This pup had a close call. If he's smart, he'll have to stay close to the adults. It was a tough day for Fearless. Suckling time is the only moment when the pups can enjoy a mother's tenderness. Because with so many mouths to feed, she spends her entire days hunting to recover strength. The clan will take these moments of peace and quiet while they can. Like the little meerkats, the hyena pups have spent the night warmly huddled at the bottom of their burrow. Princess's brother quickly caught on that if he wanted a chance to suckle, he needed to wake up before his sister. Even if he's the son of the high-ranking female, Princess will still have the priority. But as the weeks go by, he will acquire the social rank just below that of his mother and sister, and will live a similarly privileged and long life as his mother. It's clear that the early bird catches the worm, especially when Princess is nearby. He won't have time to enjoy it. Princess is ruthless in asserting her status as young dominant. She is the strongest and therefore suckles more than the others. Princess has no intention of letting her little neighbors near the teats. Her technique is unrelenting: to flatten herself against her mother's belly and make a barrier of her body. But in the end, Princess lets her brother have the second nipple rather than this little stranger. For the lion cubs, it's now time to socialize. At 6 weeks old, they can join the clan that their mother had left before their birth. It's a risky trial. If during her absence another lion took over the pride, he will kill all unweaned cubs. The Big Rock clan lives on this kopje. This mineral stronghold provides an advantageous lookout for its occupants. Several lionesses, headed by a large territorial male, occupy the premises. Before going any further, the lioness made sure to announce herself. It's a good way to check that the master of the house has not been dethroned and replaced. The little family has just passed the big male's test. the hard part is over. After being isolated from the clan for several weeks to hide and protect their newborns, other lionesses are also back with their cubs. For these social cats, the synchronization of births makes it possible to raise little ones in a community nursery. The tension is dropping away. The 5 little lion cubs will now be able to meet their aunts and cousins. Lionesses are usually tolerant towards other females' cubs. But this cub doesn't know all the rules yet. A lioness will never let another lioness's cub suckle if she's got a large litter. Insisting is pointless. He'll just have to move on and find his mother. The lion cub's life has just taken on a new turn. They'll never be alone anymore. The clan will watch over them when their mother goes hunting. Not far from the lioness's rock, the mother of the 3 cheetah cubs cannot count on any support to watch over her offspring. The cheetah cubs are bursting with energy, hijinks, chases, and climbing. But there's a limit to their audacity, because when you don't have retractable claws like the other cats, climbing down trees becomes a real challenge. Her small calls announce the end of recess. Their mother needs to hunt to regain her strength. It can be difficult to let one's mother leave, but knowing when to obey is also important. It is as if a mere glance is enough to show the cubs that they must stop their hijinks and go hide. But at that age, climbing up trees is irresistible fun. So there's nothing like a good fright to call him to order. The slightest carelessness can be fatal to these vulnerable cubs. If the hyena spots them, she'll gobble them up. It didn't take the cheetah long to sight a small group of herbivores. Today, the target is a wildebeest. The cheetah doesn't know it yet, but her search for prey has drawn her into the lioness's territory. The opportunity is too great for the lionesses to resist. She takes her time approaching the cheetah. The cheetah knows she's no match for a lioness. She has no other choice but to give up. The cheetah is exhausted, but this defeat might allow her to arrive in time to save her cubs from an overly curious hyena. The cheetah cubs are no longer under the tree where their mother left them. She multiplies the calls. The cubs had hidden perfectly. They are safe and sound. They are 7 weeks old now, and their mother will not leave them alone anymore. For the next year and a half, they will lead an itinerant life at her side and start learning the art of hunting. In the savannah, some lose and others win. Some will finish the day on an empty stomach, while others discover the taste of fresh meat. The lionesses have cut open the hide and invited the whole nursery to share this wildebeest. The cubs have all their milk teeth, just what they need to tear away the most tender parts. But that does not prevent lion cubs from imitating the elders. The taste of blood, the cuddles. This is not just simple grooming. It strengthens the bonds within the group. lion cubs have quickly mingled with this small and very united society. In the community nursery, they are all treated the same. Among lions, the arrival of an intruder is never a good omen. If this big male gained control of the pride, he could attack and kill the little ones to be able to mate. They must get rid of him. Panic-stricken, the youngest ones disperse. Some cubs have strayed a bit too far. Some have lost their way in the tall grass and ventured on the hyena's territory. In the savannah, death is often announced by dark messengers. One of the cubs is now lost. Its mother calls out for him. But she won't find him. Most babies have successfully overcome the obstacles they've encountered at the first stages of their lives. But new trials lie ahead. Soon, in the Great Plains, new babies will be born. Walking by day, by night, through the savannah. This nomadic life can sometimes be a little tough on elephant calves, but they can count on the protection of the whole family. Which is not the case for other little nomads. The inseparable cheetah cubs have overcome the first obstacles of life. Now it's time for them to start weaning and begin their career as small carnivores. Princess, future queen of the hyena clan, is in no hurry to grow up. If she feels like it, she'll have the right to suckle until she's 2 years old. Among the meerkats, Fearless and Shy are undergoing intensive training. Their next lesson? insect tasting. Contrary to appearances, things are not all rosy with the lion cubs. One cub disappeared during a scuffle between two male lions, while another is seriously injured with a broken back. Its future is at risk. With a lack of prey in the vicinity, the lionesses were forced to walk all night long in search of food. The little injured lioness has fallen behind. She's walked part of the night and, unlike her brothers and sisters, hasn't had a chance to stop and rest. For Brokenback, what was only yesterday just an embankment now seems like a mountain to climb. But Brokenback is relentless. She needs her mother's milk to build up strength, but her siblings have preceded her. The lion cubs wore their mother out and chafed her teats with their small, sharp milk teeth. Brokenback will have to ingratiate herself to her mother. A regular suckling session can last up to 10 minutes, a pure moment of solace for Brokenback. But the lionesses are getting hungry. They need to resume their journey. The little lioness would have liked to hang on longer to her mother's teats, but there's no special treatment for her. Her mother can neither slow the group down nor stay alone with her cubs. Without the protection of the pride, they would be in danger. Brokenback hasn't had time to rest or nap like the others. But she doesn't have a choice. She must get up. If she doesn't follow the clan, she'll die. Until the great herbivore migration arrives, the lionesses will have to walk and double their efforts to find food. Out in the wild, you seldom burden yourself with the weak. Brokenback must hang on if she's going to survive. The elephants are never in a hurry to see thousands of herbivore competitors invading their plains. As far as they're concerned, the migration can wait. But scarcity of prey complicates everyday life for both the lionesses as well as the cheetah. For a few days now, the plain has been as desperately empty as their mother's stomach. The inseparable cheetah cubs have energy to spare, and they'll need it, because they started journeying through the savannah very early. There's not a minute to lose to go find food. At almost 3 months, the young big cats are far from imagining that on the other side of the valley, wildebeests, zebras, and buffaloes are now on the move. In just a few days, thousands of herbivore hooves will resound through the savannah. But for the time being, the cheetah must do with the few herbivores that live here all year round. Cheetah cubs start learning to hunt very early on. At almost 3 months, the cubs go hunting with their mother and copy her every move. Cheetahs are the kings of termite mounds that litter the plains. They use them to scan from a distance for nervous, jittery prey. Finally, an opportunity appears. Missing it is out of the question. The cubs must stay at a distance and obey their mother. The instructions are clear. Don't move, stand still. Small Thompson's gazelles are prized prey for cheetahs, but they are very shy and in a permanent state of alert. Betrayed by one of the cubs, the cheetah no longer has time to take her prey by surprise. Obedience and discretion aren't quite yet the cheetah cub's foremost qualities. Tonight, the cheetah will go to sleep on an empty stomach. It's too late to continue hunting. In the wild, newborns that are raised within a clan or a herd, like the elephant calves, are better protected. They are luckier than those that are brought up by a single mother. This is the case with leopards. This leopard has a secret that the jackals are intent on discovering. In the hollow of a rock, she's hidden 2 cubs. They were born a little over a month ago and still have blue eyes. They are finally starting to explore. Their mother has understood that they are no longer safe. She needs to find a more hidden and less accessible hideout. This is a conflictive situation, an almost impossible choice for the leopard, because she can only carry 1 cub at a time and cannot abandon the other. One of them will have to follow her. The jackals are determined, but the leopard has decided to wait for her cub. But once in the tall grass, the cub loses sight of its mother and gets lost. The leopard can't risk losing both. She must find shelter for the first one before she can go back to take care of the other. Jackals are opportunistic. They never give up. The leopard chose a rocky outcrop that is inaccessible to most predators. Now, the mother can go back to look for her other cub. Concealed inside this crevice, the first little leopard is out of danger. Babies are easy prey. One leopard out of 2 dies before the age of 6 months. Always on the lookout for an easy meal, the jackals found their opportunity. She won't find her cub. In the savannah, no baby is safe from predators. But at the meerkat's nursery, the sentinels are on high alert. It's a big day for Shy and Fearless. They are little more than 3 weeks old, and the time has come to follow the babysitters for an insect hunt. No danger on the horizon. The adventure can start. Fearless definitely has a mind of his own. He's hoping for a home delivery. But crying is useless. Life in the savannah doesn't work that way. The best way to obtain food is to follow the babysitters and stick to them. At first, the helpers offer a taste test of dead insects, pre-chewed. Fearless starts strong. His first solid dish is not a larva, nor a beetle, but a nice cut of scorpion. He's not quibbling about it. This one is more patient. He's caught on that he must dig like the adults, although he doesn't seem to know why yet. But he might as well keep doing the same thing as the others. As a matter of fact, the whole colony sets to it. There's no better way to learn than through mimicking. Some are not very motivated, but the babysitter is there to encourage them. Shy is quite happy with the tidbits she grabbed from around the burrow's entry hole. Like her siblings, she has limited time to learn how to catch her first scorpions. The little meerkats will soon have to fend for themselves. A month from now, and they'll be weaned. Their mother will prepare for a new litter, because a female meerkat can produce 3 or 4 litters of pups per year. In another burrow, that of the hyenas, the cubs are running wild. With her little angel face, Princess hides a diabolical character. She's now 2 months old, and her status as heir to the dominant female gave her the right to do as she pleases. Princess is mischievous, relentless, and always ready to annoy her fellow hyenas, and most of all, her brother. Her mother came back exhausted from the hunt. It's the perfect opportunity to break the rules and to go away from the burrow. And if this means getting scolded, she might as well drag her brother into the adventure. While her mother is snoring away, the other adults can take her back to the burrow. The other adult hyenas would like nothing better than to discipline this princess, but her status keeps them in check, and she knows it. She'll continue to tout her status because none of them will dare coming after her while her mother is nearby. Her little game has gone on long enough. It's time for all young to go back to the burrow. Finally, only her mother will manage to drag her back to the den. Like every evening, the adult hyenas will go hunting. The cubs will remain in the communal burrow, where they are safe from lions. The first columns of wildebeests are converging towards the Great Plains. These herbivores have worn out the southern plains' resources and are in quest of new pastures. This morning, the savannah is filled with a new rumor. The zebras and wildebeests are back. For the carnivores, this means an end to the scarcity of food. This time, the cheetah cubs will have to watch and stay put to avoid messing up the hunt. The strategy is invariable: to spot the individuals that leave the flock before pouncing on them. The target has been identified: a young wildebeest, which is easier to chase rather than an adult. The cheetah goes over the instructions again. The cubs must not move and keep a low profile. The cheetah is built for racing, but it doesn't have the lioness's strength, nor the fangs of a leopardess. With her little jaw and small teeth, the cheetah has a hard time attacking adult wildebeests. The cheetah must wait until it gets closer to avoid having to run too much. Finally, these cubs have learned their lesson. They don't move until their mother tells them to. The cheetah's mother begins the feast. With their small, deciduous teeth, the cubs must wait until she tears away at the hide to taste the meat. There, they've become true little carnivores. In a few days from now, they will be weaned from their mother's milk. Like all little carnivores, the end of the meal is the ideal time for cuddles and a good grooming session. Because alone, they cannot wash up. It also enables them to strengthen the family bonds. But for the cubs, play and discovery are still more interesting activities. Learning the art of grooming is essential to fight off parasites, infections, and to avoid illnesses. The cheetah cubs have so much to discover still. The savannah is filled with unknown and extraordinary creatures. Like every feathered beast, ostrich chicks have a knack for fascinating the little carnivores. This morning, the little meerkats will also have a bone to pick with some odd birds. Fearless, Shy, and the rest of the brood are out hunting. But this crowned lapwing has no intention of letting them through its territory. Despite his curious nature, even Fearless is intimidated. Shy seems paralyzed by all these threatening cries. Finally, the best thing is to flee, because you never know. Before long, they've forgotten the territorial bird, and the youngest ones resume their playing near the burrow, while the sentinels continue their surveillance. Fearless is an adventurer. He's gone off on a treasure hunt. He has nothing to fear from this Cape ground squirrel. This is just his neighbor that shares his burrow. Even dead, this little beetle is a wonderful delicacy. Shy is more serious than her siblings. She never misses a hunting lesson. But once again, a bird will spoil the meerkat's outing. The drongo does a perfect imitation of the meerkat's predator alarm call. It knows how to use this talent to steal the food from them. Shy won't have time to gobble her meal down. The calls sound repeatedly. The babysitters gather the pups. They were fooled by the drongo that can now salvage Shy's meal. The lone leopard cub spent the first few weeks of his existence dragged from one hideout to the next. He's 2 months old, and his mother has decided that he's now capable of living on top of a tree without risk of falling. There's no chance that the jackals or hyenas can reach him up there. But time can drag by slowly when you're perched on a branch, waiting for your mother. For most young animals, these drops of water falling from the sky are a novelty. The elephant calves will be able to enjoy this ultra-refreshing and relaxing moment. The downpours don't seem to have any effect whatsoever on the lion cubs that seem much more fascinated by a carefree guinea fowl. The rain has soaked the ground, reinvigorated the pastures, and revived the elephant's spa. In the days to come, the elephant calves will get acquainted with the innumerable virtues of mud baths. There's nothing better than these parasite-removing stations before resuming a long journey. But all good moments come to an end. The elephants need as much as 150 kilos of vegetation per day to survive, so dawdling is out of the question. Brokenback and the lioness clan were waiting for the elephant herd to leave to get comfortable again. Ever since the first wildebeests returned, the young lioness has perked up. Despite her full belly, Broken Back remains insatiable and enjoys each suckling session. She never rushes over to a carcass. She avoids getting involved in the feeding frenzy and the jostling, which could hurt her. But once the rest of the clan turns away, she dares dig into the leftovers. Her brother prefers scaring jackals away, but he's delusional. They are tireless and far more clever than him. This family break was beneficial to Broken Back. But it's already time to leave with her kin and catch up with the rest of the clan. The lone leopard cub has been waiting for his mother for over a day. Although his camouflage is a great asset to remain invisible, his scent could betray him. The cub is worried. His instinct tells him to climb higher up. Hyenas are the most numerous large predators in Africa, in areas where ungulates are common. The little leopard doesn't know that the hyena can't reach him, but it's better to be safely out of reach than sorry. The hyena is firmly intent on waiting at the foot of the tree, just in case the young big cat falls down. But the leopard is finally back, and it's best to stay away from a very protective mother. The hyena is not in a hurry to scamper. The cub isn't a repelling pro yet. He could make an easy meal for the hyena. This little cub is relishing the pleasure of having his mother back. Once he's suckled, his mother will meticulously groom every part of his little body to rid him of possible parasites. For the time being, he only knows how to clean his own paws. It's unusually quiet among the hyenas. Recently, in the evenings, Princess refuses to go to sleep. But today, the little hyena found a new game, clearing up the entry to the burrow. Her newfound hobby provides a little respite for the whole pack. For the last 2 days, a ceaseless flow of zebras and wildebeests has been pouring into the savannah. The convoys of herbivores have resounded as far as the hyena's burrow, and they are still flocking in. The lone cub has never witnessed such a show, nor heard such a racket before. The lion cubs have settled down in the front row. This abundance of prey will change Broken Back's routine, as well as that of all the carnivores, great and small. In just a few hours, the savannah has turned into a gigantic pantry. This young and carefree zebra has no idea that all eyes are targeting him. Facing such an abundance of prey, the lionesses disband without any real group strategy. Whether it's a wildebeest or a zebra, the predators are spoiled for choice. All they need to do is lie in ambush and wait. There is no chance at all to escape. The lionesses are posted at every point of the migration's passing. Ruse, power, and patience on the predator's side. Stress and suspicion on the other. An assault is launched simultaneously from several fronts. While one lioness attacks a zebra, another pounces on the wildebeests. Facing a clan of famished lionesses, chances of escaping are slim. The lionesses can just help themselves. At 5 months, the lion cubs start revealing their nature as future predators and showcase their ferocity. While at the same age, cheetah cubs already follow their mother on hunts. Lion cubs won't take their first hunting lesson until they're around 9 months old. Broken Back lacks the strength to join the other same-aged cubs on the carcass. She doesn't eat much meat and still needs a lot of milk. That's why she has no qualms inviting herself to another lioness's teats when there is only one cub to feed. At this age, there's a lot of frenzied playing going on. The cubs tirelessly reproduce the stalking, ambushing, grappling, and killing motor patterns used by the elders to capture prey. It's a good way to try out their strength and sharpen their reflexes. Brokenback's brothers have grown much stronger, and they could worsen their wound by jostling her around. Eventually, Brokenback decides to play with younger and quieter cubs. The food shortage is over. Brokenback will no longer have to trail behind the lionesses for hours on end. The same isn't true for the elephant calves. The thousands of herbivores that have invaded the Great Plain rake up every blade of grass. Now they must walk long distances to feed. It's tough on the little ones. But the abundance of wildebeests and zebras has good sides. They attract predators and keep them away from the elephant calves. Still alone on the limb of his tree, the leopard cub is waiting for his mother. The days stretch out endlessly. The leopardess will leave him alone more than 24 hours in a row while she's hunting and feeding herself. The little leopard takes one nap after the other and can spend the whole day sleeping. His mother is finally back, but she's not rushing over. Something's wrong. Normally, the leopardess would hurry to her son, but not this time. The cub would like to join his mother, but ever since his brother disappeared, he's been afraid to set paw on the ground. His mother is having trouble walking. Today, she won't join him in his tree. She's wounded on the inside of her thigh. The little cub has no choice. He must overcome his apprehension and take a big leap into the unknown. Every reunion, it's the same ritual over again. Full grooming. But the little leopard is too excited at being on the ground and finally free to move around. He's discovering the meaning of frolicking and has no intention of letting his mother continue grooming him. The advantages of being on the ground rather than on a tree, are innumerable. Even doing your business on the ground seems easier. These moments of play are crucial for the development of his skeleton and muscles. A mere piece of wood will allow him to enhance his future predator skills. This little cub is the sole survivor of his litter, so his mother must also play the role of brothers and sisters and false prey. The game has lasted long enough. Lions and hyenas could be prowling around nearby. The cub must climb back to his shelter. Despite her wound, his mother leads the way. The little leopard has become quick and agile. Like all his fellow leopards, he'll spend a large part of his existence up in the trees. Tonight, his mother will not return to the hunt. She needs rest. If her wound doesn't heal quickly, she won't be able to take care of her son anymore. For the elephant calves always surrounded by their family, growing up in the savannah is easier and safer than it is for other species. After his sibling disappeared, the lone leopard cub almost lost his mother. Fortunately, the wound on her thigh is healing, and her cub will be able to start his carnivore's diet. Among the hyenas, Princess, the dominant female's daughter, has grown and changed, but at 5 months old, the little favorite has only one thing on her mind still: playing with her fellow hyenas. Things are becoming serious now for the cheetah cubs. They've had one hunting lesson after another, and now it's time for the young predators to catch a prey of their own and to perform a successful kill. But will they succeed? As for the meerkats, they're about to tackle one of their most challenging and potentially dangerous lessons: scorpion hunting. The zebras and the wildebeests are on the move now, constantly on the lookout for greener and more nourishing grass. The lioness clan has never stopped tracking this meat safe. However, journeys like this can be tiring for the cubs. For Brokenback, this is really an ordeal. The little disabled lioness never gave up following her brother, but she's always lagging behind. Up to now, she's been able to count on her brother's support and the help of all the clan. But will she be able to hold out much longer? She tires very quickly, and her disability keeps her from matching pace with the other cubs her own age. At 6 months old, they're very curious, full of energy and always ready to practice becoming super predators. A little mongoose colony should be just right to play cat and mouse. The practice of stalking, chasing, and killing motor patterns on a real prey is a good way for the young to learn how to survive when they get older. Mongooses are swift, quick, and almost uncatchable. This morning, the cubs can count on beginner's luck. Running, leaping, pouncing on a prey, or take part in the other cubs' games. These are things Brokenback will never be able to do. The little lioness prefers to stay apart and enjoy her mother's affection. While waiting to participate in the hunt with the adults, mongooses, insects, or little rodents are ideal training tools. But an inanimate toy is no longer of any interest. Starting at noon, intense heat settles in. The clan won't move for the whole afternoon, even though the rare spots available in the shade are much sought after. The lion cubs have no intention of letting these Savannah giants bully them. But the elephants don't linger around. They can easily cope with the heat. In addition to flapping their ears, they can also fine-tune their body temperature by directing blood supply to patches of their skin where hot spots open and close, like thermal windows. For cheetahs, hunting during the afternoon, when many of their competitors are inactive, minimizes the risk of seeing their kills being stolen. At 6 months, the cheetah cubs are still taking hunting lessons. Rule number 1, choose an animal separated from its herd, often less vigilant than the others. Rule number 2, focus on one target at a time. Rule number 3, stalk within 50 meters or less of the prey before charging at full speed. The prey has more stamina than her predator, but cheetahs are super sprinters that can reach speeds up to 110 kilometers an hour against 90 for gazelles. After such a race, the cheetah must catch her breath and lower her body temperature. Cubs, however, will start eating their meal immediately. They must gobble it up in record time because hyenas could steal it. These scavengers are able to detect a carcass at a distance of over 3 kilometers downwind. This time, their sense of smell leads them to the leopard's tree. At the age of 2.5 months, the little leopard cub will soon be weaned. This piece of leg his mother is enjoying looks like a real treat that he wouldn't mind sharing. The leopard has killed a wildebeest, and the hyenas have high hopes of joining in the feast. The carcass is out of the hyena's reach. They are incapable of climbing trees, but you never know. The wildebeest might fall. The leopard has no intention of sharing her prey with the prowlers. It's best to climb higher. The lone cub yearns for just one thing, a leg just like the one his mother was feasting on. Hyenas never give up, but the leopard has secured her prey. Well, at least that's what she thinks. The lone cub is taking risks. The carcass is heavier than he is. It could make him topple over and tumble down. He finally obtained what he wanted, a nice wildebeest leg to chew on. Patience always pays off in the end. The hyenas have succeeded in securing part of the loot. Not much, admittedly, but at least they won't return without a quarry. As for Princess and her communal burrow fellows, they've had very few opportunities to eat meat yet. The adults rarely bring any back to the den, and the little hyenas won't go hunting with their mother until they are a year old. The young hyenas have never crossed the boundaries of the burrow, and each visitor piques their curiosity. Even a mere guinea fowl. Princess is 6 months old, and she hasn't explored the savannah yet. The same is not true of the elephant calves that have been tirelessly traveling across the Great Plains since birth, even by night. The meerkat gang wakes up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and are eager to start searching for food. At the first rays of sunlight, the guards and helpers participate in the youth's training program. This morning, once again, their task is to dig in order to drive insects out. Merely scratching the surface is not enough. They sometimes have to go as deep as 10 centimeters. As for Shy, she continues exploring at her own very gentle pace. Meanwhile, the others have left their hunting lesson behind to play fight. For the moment, these daily combats between those little sumo wrestlers are harmless. But later in adulthood, during territorial gang fights, the face-off can be tragic. Meanwhile, in the Great Plains, the zebra and wildebeest columns are progressing to the south. The lionesses are following them, because in a few days from now, all that will be left on their territory are a few sedentary grazers. It's becoming increasingly difficult for Brokenback to travel, but her mother should wait for her, because at the age of 6 months, the little lioness is not weaned yet and is entirely dependent on her mother. With 3 mouths to feed, the cheetah must hunt constantly. The cubs need a good meal per day, and they need fresh meat. The cheetah is not fit to challenge the herbivores that can weigh up to 250 kilos. In any case, the wildebeest mass is too compact to attack. Their strength is in their numbers, their sheer volume. The cheetah weighs around 35 kilos and prefers preying on smaller and lighter antelopes. This time, one of the 3 cubs tries its luck, and another follows suit. Their mother doesn't want to miss a beat of these first hunting attempts. The cubs are still inexperienced, so their mother takes over. Cheetahs are always on alert. There's not a minute to lose to start eating the gazelle before scroungers invite themselves to the meal. A storm is approaching. The wind in the savannah has picked up to the excitement of the little leopard. The mother of the 3 cheetah cubs sensed a presence. A large male has suddenly appeared. From the top of the termite mound, he displays a defiant look. A cheetah male generally never kills cheetah cubs, but just in case, their mother prefers to move the 3 inseparables further away. This intruder's intentions are unclear. He is perhaps looking for an easy meal, or is interested in the female. But female cheetahs are not sexually receptive while raising their young. The cubs run away. She would like to do the same, but the male will continue to harass her for over a half an hour before letting her be. Raging skies and the water hammering the ground have drowned out the path of sound and destroyed sense. The female cheetah has trouble finding her 3 cubs. One of the 3 cubs has disappeared. The other 2 cannot track down their mother. They are not self-sufficient, incapable to hunt by themselves. If they can't find her, they will not survive. In the clan of lionesses, mornings often start the same way, with a flood of cuddles to reinforce attachment between family members. Brokenback also needs attention. Her future is uncertain. Day after day, her increasing weight causes her malformed spine to collapse little by little. Her back muscles have not yet developed enough to act as a brace. Luckily, her brother is always around to encourage her. The little lioness cannot turn over or roll around. At the slightest wrong move, one of her vertebrae might slip, damaging her spinal cord and causing paralysis in her back legs. In spite of her handicap, Brokenback keeps up at her own pace. The cheetah still has not found her young. Her home range is vast. It can be as large as 730 square kilometers. The cheetah cubs are disoriented and went down the wrong path. At long last, a familiar call draws their attention. Exhausted after wandering around all morning, the young are finally able to find their mother. But the mother is worried. One of the three inseparable cubs is missing. The chances are high this cheetah cub crossed paths with another predator. The three inseparables are now two. For meerkats, the young will participate in a scorpion hunt, an extremely dangerous test. Meerkats are perfectly built for burrowing. Their eyes are covered with a protective membrane, and when they dig in the sand, their ears seal over. They see a scorpion, the final step in their training program. At just 3 months, little Fearless is not quite ready. Fortunately, his helper intervenes and shows him how to tear out the stinger without being stung. Being so attentive and brave certainly merits a reward. In a few days, the young meerkats will be able to join the adults on the hunt. When they are 6 months old, these little hunters will, in turn, become helpers for future newborns. time has gone by. In the cool, early morning air, elephants and impalas enjoy the precious dew coating each twig. A Thompson's gazelle has just been born. It has only a few seconds to find its balance and begin suckling. Other babies were born in the savannah, among them an adorable litter of jackals. These pups spent the first 3 weeks of their lives with their mother in the warmth of a burrow dug underneath a termite hill. After 10 days, they opened their eyes and their milk teeth came in. After a month, they are already able to explore the den's surroundings. Because an older sibling is always watching out for them if their mother or father is away looking for food. They will grow up extremely fast, but they still have so much to discover. They are able to grow up so quickly because, in addition to the milk their mother gives them, she regurgitates small pieces of meat she saves for them. The little gluttons are lively and alert, but not yet very brave. There is more sound than fury among the lioness's feast. This morning, they killed an enormous buffalo, just what they need to satisfy the appetites of the whole clan and appease tensions. As usual, the little lioness gets there when the battle is in full swing. Her brother never left her side. Brokenback is weak and scrawny. At 9 months, she can no longer count on her mother's milk and must work her way into the feeding frenzy. But she has to respect the hierarchy. The hunters go first, followed by the other females. The little ones go last, and among them, the strong ones feed themselves before the others. Brokenback managed to glean a few scraps of meat. But there is enough flesh for all. She will come back when their bellies are full. The lone leopard cub and his mother are strategically posted in an isolated acacia tree, ideally situated for encounters. The elephant herd hardly pays them any attention. The leopard would be no match against such raging mastodons. At 5 months, the leopard cub is a perfect funambulist, and he knows how to move discreetly and stealthily. His mother is still rolling with the punches, but there's a limit to everything. The little leopard has grown a lot and doesn't feel his strength yet. It's best not to tempt fate. The herd will follow on its way, leaving room for other passing creatures. Despite having lost one of their own, the cheetahs form a close-knit family. At 9 months, the cheetah cubs have managed to overcome many obstacles. They are finally ready for some new field work. Today's topic: performing a kill. The cheetah cubs have made huge progress. They managed to get close to their prey without frightening them off. They spotted the perfect target, a young gazelle. Slow to start, the cheetah cub is quickly outrun. One more time, his mother takes over. She speeds up in a bound, capable of going from 0 to 95 kilometers per hour in less than 5 seconds. Many more months of training will be necessary to become a good hunter. But their mother seizes every opportunity to put them to the test. She provides them a living prey to finish it off. And it is never a done deal. This time, the female cheetah had time to catch her breath before enjoying the feast with her young. It didn't take long for the scavengers to join the feast. The lappet-faced vultures with red heads and an aloof look are the first to get there. The white-backed vultures await their turn. That is, if the jackal will let them get to the carcass. The jackal pups can count on both parents to take care of them. This evening, while their mother watches over them, their father is out hunting for food. An uncommon trait in mammals, he also feeds them by regurgitating pieces of meat. The jackal pups are still vulnerable. This den and its multiple exits provides a reassuring shelter, but sometimes the enemy can be sly and tenacious. Jackals have a proven tactic to get rid of hyenas. Attacking them by the tendons makes them move away. Until they can go out exploring with their parents, around the age of 3.5 months, the little jackals will enjoy the safety of the den without having to worry about their enemies. In the end, the hyena gives up, but she will prowl all night long to flush out a prey. The dawn often reveals the lives that were taken away during the night. The raptors had to wait that the air warms up to benefit from the thermals before joining the nocturnal hunters' feeding frenzy. In just a few minutes, a vulture can ingurgitate 1 kilo of food. As for the spotted hyenas, they can scarf down 14 kilos of meat in one sitting. The 100-some scavengers feeding away at the zebra carcass will have eaten its 300 kilos clean in less than 2 hours. True to her eating habits, Princess's mother made away with a bone to crush before giving up her spot at the gravesite. Because it is time for Princess to discover the taste of bones. A delicacy particularly appreciated by hyenas, whose jaws are capable of grinding them down. Princess hasn't suckled since last night. But this bone is of more interest to her den's neighbors than to the little hyena. Despite her mother's encouragements, she prefers to leave the bone to her brother and the other young. For the first 7 or 8 months of her life, Princess depends almost entirely on her mother's milk, and she knows how to coax her mother into letting her suckle. While her brother continues to roughhouse with the bone, She enjoys this high-protein milk, one of the richest in the animal kingdom. After 8 months of being confined around the den, Princess and her brother will soon go farther away with their mother to discover the savannah and learn how to hunt. The mother leopard will allow no squabbling over a bone. She hunts alone and shares only with her son. After all, she had a hard time catching her prey. Her victim is a subadult wildebeest weighing roughly 30 kilos, at least as heavy as its killer. The task is colossal, but she'd do anything to lift her prey up into her tree. She spent a good part of the night lying in ambush. She is exhausted, but she is going to make sure that no other carnivore can steal her prey. Over 5 months old, the youngster weighs about 8 kilos and can devour up to 3 kilos of meat daily. With such an impressive carcass, the mother leopard will be able to stay near her son for several days. In the savannah, whether daytime or nighttime, there are always prowlers about, looking for easy prey. Though Mother Nature often has no pity for the weak, Brokenback is still hanging on for her life. Lionesses usually do not burden themselves with the hurt or weak individuals, but Brokenback's mother never abandoned her. She is lucky to be a young female. Unlike her brothers who will have to leave the clan one day, she will be able to stay with the other females and enjoy their hunts. Companionship and family bonds are very important in the lion society. Within this matriarchal society, the ties between mother and daughter can last a lifetime. Over the months, the cheetah cubs have developed strong bonds with their mother. By her side, they've overcome the first challenges of life. She will stay with them the time they need to perfect their hunting technique. until one day, without prior warning, she'll leave them. They will then be around 18 months old. The young leopard still has a long way to go. During the next 15 months, he will go hunting with his mother and fine-tune his training before he can become fully independent.